Hello everyone, welcome to Get My Class. Today we're going to solve this question which is read the assertion and reason carefully and choose the correct option. Assertion is in angiosperm sexual reproduction occurs by flowers. Reason is the male and the female reproductive structures are not found in flowers. Then option A says both assertion and the reason are true and the reason is a correct explanation of the assertion. Option B says both the assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Option C says the assertion is true, but the reason is false. Option D says the assertion and reason are false. Now let us look at the assertion. So what does assertion say? So the assertion says that in angiosperm means the flowering plants. Okay. In angiosperms, sexual reproduction occurs by flowers. So yes, correct. And that's why they are called as flowering plants because they consist of male and male reproductive part, okay, which is known as the stamen, and the female reproductive part, which is known as the gynoecium, or you can say the carpel. Okay, carpel. Now, stamen, like the entire set of the male reproductive part is called as androecium, whereas the female entire set is called as the gynoecium. But each individual unit of androecium is called as stamen and individual unit of gynoecium is called as carpel. Okay, and here what happens that the stamen, they produce pollen grains. These pollen grains, what do? They get pollinated onto the stigma, okay, on the stigma of the carpel, and further they bring about the fertilization process. Okay, it undergoes fertilization, okay, where the egg, the male gamete fuses with the egg, the male gamete fuses with the female gamete, and that will give rise to zygote, and zygote will give rise to embryo, and further this will develop into new offspring. So that is the process of reproduction in case of flowering plant. But that is the assertion. Now, what about the reason they have given? They have given the male and the female reproductive structures are not found in flowering plants, are not found in these flowers, which is absolutely wrong. Why? Because that is why they're called as angiosperms. That means they are flowering plants, and they do have male reproductive part and the female reproductive part. Okay, and hence we can say that is assertion is true, but reason is false. So what is assertion? Assertion is true because we said that angiosperms they they do or they perform sexual reproduction. And what about reason? The reason what they have given is false reason. Why? Because they have mentioned that the flowers do not contain the male and the female reproductive structures, which is false. Now let us look at the option. Option A says both assertion and the reason are true, and the reason is correct explanation of the assertion, which is wrong because assertion is true whereas the reason is wrong. Then option B says both assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not correct the explanation. It is again wrong because the reason they have mentioned which is true, but it is false. Now option C says the assertion is true, but the reason is false. Yes, that is correct because according to our explanation also, assertion is true, but reason is false. So option D says assertion and reason are false, which is wrong because assertion is correct. So let us conclude the answer. So what is the final answer? The final answer is option C. Option C is the correct answer. I hope you understood the explanation. Thank you, everyone.